In the final chapter, we have our culminating experience, where students produce videos promoting genetic diversity. Check out the PDF Culminating Experience Teacher Guide in Lesson 4.29. It's an online-only exclusive. It's not in the printed teacher guide. We'll walk you through some of the key pieces right now. It's got thought starters if students are struggling with which species they want to investigate. Example student work, in this case it's a link to a video. And our detailed rubric with categories for each of the 3 NGSS dimensions. The goal is for students to produce a 3 to 5 minute video with a bunch of different parts that you can see in this storyboard. They need to talk about the organism's experience in nature, the results of artificial selection and how it changes the diversity of that organism, problems with artificial selection that can happen in this organism, their solution for promoting genetic diversity, and ways to promote that solution, a plan for how to get the word out. Students will be playing different roles, whether it's producers or researchers, writers, editors, graphic designers, the talent in our film, or the camera person. The project spans 7 days, from choosing roles in the organisms, getting approval from the executive producer, that's you, the teacher, researching, making a storyboard, brainstorming solutions to the problem of artificial selection, filming, editing, and the final film festival. Let's walk through these days a bit more closely. In the first lesson, we check in with the Humans and Life Unit Roadmap, which reminds us of the potato story. In A Potato Story Revisited, the presentation prompts students to apply what they've learned in the unit to fully understand what happened back in Ireland. Then we introduce the Advocating for Genetic Diversity documentary project with the handout and the rubric. They need to choose their organism and their roles and submit their documentary application form by the end of the class period. In the second lesson of the culminating experience, students research artificially selected organisms that they chose for their documentaries. We're going to return their documentary application forms, and teams with solid ideas that get approval are going to start researching the big question, how does artificial selection affect the diversity of my organism? And groups that need extra guidance will meet with the teacher. The Advocating for Genetic Diversity documentary project handout scaffolds the student research. In day 3, we check in with our timeline. The goal for today is to finish their research and begin storyboarding. We introduce the concept of storyboarding, or reintroduce it, since it's a pretty common Green Ninja tool. And then there's a sample storyboard template that scaffolds students through the process. After going over the sample, the rest of the time is for working. Day 4 is about solutions. What can we do to ensure more diversity? Students work with a partner to brainstorm, and they're encouraged to think about a specific audience that would benefit from their solution. And remember that brainstorming involves as many bad ideas as good ones, or probably more bad ones, and that things will work much better when the team combines forces and is supportive of all ideas. On day 5, it's time to turn all that planning into reality. Students practice reading their script and doing a run-through prior to the actual filming. Then they should film multiple takes from multiple angles so that the editors will be able to do their magic. On the 6th day of the project, we start by reminding students that next class is the film festival. It's time to add art, edit, and upload their videos. Be sure to have students preview their completed documentaries before submitting them to work out those last-minute editing glitches. It's time for the film festival. Screen each team's work and follow each viewing with a class discussion to give feedback and share what they learned. After all this fun, we're almost done with the unit. For homework, it's time to prepare for the Humans and Life unit final assessment by reading over their notes and reviewing activities they completed throughout the unit. In the last lesson of the unit, students begin by taking the Humans and Life unit assessment. Once they completed it, we review it as a class. And finally, students write summaries about the importance of genetic variation for an organism's survival as the unit reflection. That's it for Unit 4. Up next, let's truck on over to the transportation unit.